Hello there. I thought I'd quickly glance over the plan for the Card Poker School Bootcamp that I'm going to be taking part in over the next 3 weeks. Today was the first day, so I've just completed my first day of study. Just for a little background, the Bootcamp is a week of studying, no play, just pure study. A week of pure playing, so that's getting as much volume as you possibly can, but not reviewing hands, not studying spots, just pure playing, much volume as you possibly can. And then week 3, studying how you played, looking at how that matches up with the solver. And the idea with the study week is to try and pick up some spots that you're maybe not quite so comfortable with, or things you haven't studied, and making an effort to try and get better at them. So I've picked out a few different spots that I think will be good, and we're going to kind of go over quickly my structure and stuff and how we're going to approach this. So I think at the moment the only real part of the post-op game tree that I'm comfortable with is like C betting, and that generally is mostly in the button versus big blind node, and small blind versus button 3-bet node as well. I'm more or less comfortable with sizing. It's not completely. There's still bits that I'm not too good with, but I have a strategy. So I wanted to take the next step in the tree and look at small blind turn probes or delayed C bets on both of these nodes, so button versus big blind single raise pot and small blind versus button 3-bet pot. And if I have some time, I'd also like to look at the same sort of vibe in blind versus blind as well. But based off the day, I definitely won't have time for that. I've basically today spent 2 hours looking at purely small blind turn probe in button versus big blind single raise pot, and I've only looked at a couple of textures. So I've got a long way to go, and I'm going to have to maybe work out to be a little bit faster with it and improve the speed at which I'm working. I also want to look at some pre-flop stuff, mostly looking at early position PFR and how we respond to that, because this is a node I'm just not very good at. If I get some time, I'd also look at Grade 2 Lecture 7 of Card Poker School and Ingress and Press. These are 2 lectures. One of them is an integral course, another one is part of the subscription service. So these are 2 things I'd like to review. I'd also like to spend a little bit of time looking at pool and some other numbers. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have that much data, so it's probably a little bit moot at this point. But I've been able to gather a little bit of data looking at them, and I'll have a little bit more look and see if there's ways I can adjust based on that. Basically, I have a week. I'm going to be taking Wednesdays off, so next Wednesday I won't be playing. But my idea is to give myself 2 hours mandatory work every day I'm working, and 4 hours mandatory on the weekends, so Saturday, Sunday. And then an optional 50% of that, so an hour on the weekdays, 2 hours on the weekend, to do extra if I feel like I want to / have the time to. So yeah, it should be interesting. I'm thinking based off this, I might only get a couple nodes done. I might not even get as far as the 3-bet pot, and that's fine. I'm quite happy with just having one part of that node done, and we can revisit and redo this again in the future. Just to kind of give it more context as well, when I play, I'm planning on playing 25 Zoom, 3 tables. So it should be interesting when we get to that point, but we've got a whole week of no play, which is going to be a little bit difficult. I know I'm going to struggle with this, I'm going to struggle for motivation, but determined to push through. I've managed to pick a time where I'm a little bit more free, so hopefully this will be really productive. So yep, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Just a little bit of a overview of these upcoming weeks. I'm going to do a lot of videos during the play week, but during the study week I probably won't. If there's interesting stuff that comes up, I may chuck a video together, but likely just gonna be me until next week when I decide to start playing. So thanks. That's it. Cheers.